Okay. Two should be an interesting night. I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna go. So minute or two. I'm gonna learn how to put some music on in the background before I start talking. Maybe next week. All right. All right. Good night. Here we are. So tonight, this one's for you, Nathan. Gonna have a little fun. This program here is called Fresco. I messed around with it too much, a little bit here and there, but it is an Adobe program. It was acting kind of funky with me earlier, so I don't know if it needs to update or if it's on their end or what. All my other programs seem to be working fine, so this one's okay. We did some interesting photo editing stuff tonight. So let's see what we have here. This image here, and what I'm thinking of doing is I am going to put a rose into her cheek and then show you how to color over black and white. So as you can see here, you got this layer on top, which is your image layer. Okay, turn that one off, turn it on. Depending on which layer you're on, you control the settings, which is right here. Okay, so I'm going to take this layer and grid. Ah, there we go. I want to duplicate that layer. There's a reason I do this. Because I'm going to take another layer and I add it between them. This layer, top layer, we are going to set to multiply. Let's just turn this one off for the time being. There we go. I turned off for the time being. I'm going to come back into this layer. Okay, the one that's in the middle. And we're going to go find ourselves a pretty little image. You guys aren't seeing any of the images that I got, but That's because there's some stuff on here that I don't think Facebook should see. Oh, hope if I was in the right folder. Okay. Much crap in here, it's not even fun. Ah, we'll go with this one. There we go. So we got this image of a rose. Okay, so it did create its own layer, and let's get it kind of the size we want. Put it right there. Okay, this layer here is not going to really matter much. Still ain't going to see anything. Right there. Click done. Now we go back to this layer. We turn it back on. Let's drop the opacity. Okay, that's odd. Oh, that's right. Because we have this layer set to multiply. We don't need that. We want it normal. Sorry. Let's go back there. We'll drop the layer opacity so we can see our rows. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find one of our eraser tools here. So what kind of erasers do we have? Oh, okay. Think I will go with the soft one now. Bring our size up a little bit. What we're going to do is we want to make sure we're working on that top one. Because tends to happen here now. And what are we doing here, Fresco? Are we freezing up on me? What's going on? Yeah. This is odd. Should not be able to. Okay, so let's try something here. Our size. Take this layer. I think we're going to duplicate it again. Actually, no. I'm going to take this one, our master one, duplicate it again, raise it all the way up to the top. Okay, so you see now how we can't really see the rows. once we start to bring down the opacity. And this is where we can start cutting off what we don't need. Let's make that a lot smaller now. Yep. So what all it's really doing is cutting away the top layer. And this is what I was talking about fresco doing to me earlier. I don't know why, it's only fresco. Or fresco, sorry. I think that's pretty good right there. Okay, so I'm going to bring the opacity back up. Now, one thing I think we're going to do, I think from here, is we'll add another layer on top. We'll take those are light brushes, pixel brushes. Let's see. A nice heavy duty painting brush that we can. There's all sorts in here. I mean, this thing is pretty sweet. Let's check this guy out. Okay. Color pick. This kind of gray here. What we're going to do is we're going to start to. Okay, that's huge. I don't need it that big. Let's go something small. Just start putting some lines across there. Or even we have smudging blending tools, smudge brushes, basic smudge brushes. Let's try. Oh, there we go. I like that. Actually, what I want is to do this layer. So, oh, okay. Well, that does kind of create one effect that you want. Distortion a little, but not what I was going for. Let's try this. Bring our sides way down. Yeah, that's more of what I was trying to go for. If I could get rid of the stupid thing that's doing to my screen. Not quite sure what that is. But the idea is it pulls from that layer that's on top. Starts to blend things on top of it. Make it look almost scarring. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll pull a little bit more. What's this? No, I'm sure. Okay, there we go. Smudge spacing. It's done. Okay. Let's give that a try. Oh yeah. So it's pulling the color from that image. You're just going right over. That's actually how I do a lot of my stuff. And I'll go out there and turn that layer black and white, and then just recolor it however I want. And ignore all this. One of those rare mistakes. That's it. I haven't really played around with this program a whole lot. I can do a more in-depth one in Photoshop Cat, are you in here with me? Jesus. Okay, so the cat's in here with me. So that's how you kind of create those kind of effects. Let's see if I can turn this layer black and white. Let's see. I don't think it has. It doesn't have that kind of option, but we can go up here, add a new layer. We'll make this one an overlay layer. What I really like about overlay layers, okay, is it gives you the ability to change the color to anything you want. So, just for fun's sake, we are going to paint her red. Let's see. I don't want painting. Let's go with let's go with a dry media brush. Something different. A soft chalk. Okay. And it just adds the color right on top. Of course, you could always set this. Set an overlay. Overlay works really well. But let's see if it's got actual color. Yes. So you can set it to color. Okay. And that will actually color the image, whatever color you want. We'll go in here. Start coloring all of her. What it's doing. And if I wanted to, we can add a tint of yellow. And that right across there. And you don't lose anything from the image itself. Yeah, Fresca is acting really weird tonight. General form. So that gives you an idea. When we do an in-depth piece, big time, I'll do it with Photoshop. So now you have that program, and I'll show you how to add brushes, change out backgrounds, all sorts of stuff. But remember, a lot of it has to do with the layers and how you place them and modes. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get out of Fresca. Okay. I get out of Fresca, and I am going to go to Photoshop for a specific reason. There he is. So this was a piece that I had painted, and I did it all values. I actually recorded it, the process. It's about 5 minutes actual recording time, sped up a little bit, and it's a study in value. Before I dropped it into Photoshop here, it was all black and white. I decided to throw a gradient map on here, purples, for some background color. Just to set the tone for what I wanted. So what we're going to do here today on this one, it's kind of the same thing. I'm going to go to this layer, set it to color. figure out what kind of brush I want to use and really start to color these things. Let's see. In the world is texting me right now? Better be important. Yeah, okay, no, it wasn't important. Water mix. I think I'm gonna start with the dress. Let's go deep red. I like how about doing an undercolor is it gives it some texture, it gives it a nice separation. Anybody knows anything really about painting, underpainting really helps you. I know we've all seen movie posters and stuff like that where it seems like it's got a tint of blue or some weird color underneath. That's exactly what they did. They started with some kind of blue or purple and just started painting on top of it. And that's kind of what we're doing again here today. Gives it some grit, gives it some texture. I don't know if I'll sit here and color the whole thing, but this gives you an idea of the way I do it. A lot of people do it. I mean, traditional, yeah, you don't get the options of using layers, but I'm sure most of them wish they did. A whole video that I did of painting this in black and white, I'll probably post tomorrow sometime if I get a chance. Kids in school, working. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday, so we'll see. Normally I work back to front, but I wanted to do this first. I guess that is another advantage to working in different layers. Like over here, is I can always do a layer, drop it behind this one or underneath it, and do the background layer. Does make it convenient. I don't mind painting over something that I'm going to paint on top of anyway, like the hair and the arm here. A little bit of the dress shown right there. So what I'll do is I want to find me a nice skin tone color. There we go. Drop the size of that. Still a little dark, so there we go. Oh, that's sweet. Let's see. Yeah, with that blue in there, kind of. All right. I'll always go back there and lighten it up a lot if I need to. Let's see. Six these back around. Maybe a little bit higher. Put that a little bit bigger and see how it does. Yeah, see, there we go. Start mixing that in there. And that's how I usually go about it. But yeah, Nathan, get on me, and I'm gonna see if I can't figure out that bug or what's going on with Fresco. As you can see, Photoshop seems to be working fine. Everything else seems to be working fine. Let's so thinking. So do I have it? Oh, I do have a cloud brush. I do have this nice cloud brush. I'm thinking something like RB green. I want to balance that out. Oh, hey, whoa, okay. Not liking that skin tone now the more I look at it. Let's try this again. Yeah. Okay. colors are mixing together. Let's try a spot that's not colored. I'll have to play with that one a little bit. Still don't look too bad, but not quite where I want it to be. But let's see, to give you an idea of what I started with, so we'll turn that off. We'll turn the background layer off. We'll go down here, turn our gradient on. So when I originally painted, I painted it all values, just black and white. And that gives you the freedom to find what color you want to use. It can be very, very hard to do an image in black and white. Nothing but values and make it pop. So, I mean, definitely practice this, because then the coloring part's easy. It's just a matter of picking what colors you want. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna try and figure out what's going on with that fresco, play around with it a little bit more, and see if we can do some really cool stuff next week. All right, you guys, have a good night.